everybody. Hi. I'm Linda Dano.
Hi, I'm Dee Kelly. Welcome to Attitude.
Nice audience. Nice big audience. But,
how's your back?
well, okay.
Is it?
Yeah. Sometimes I have back problems.
Want to make it better?
Yeah?
I've got the way.
How?
Sex.
I think sex is good for a lot of things. To be perfectly
Especially-
honest.
Yeah, you
agree?
agree? Look at
Yeah,
that,
you
yes.
see that? Yeah, see, I agree. Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
The
how?
combination of pelvic tilt and slight spine arching
Be careful.
during sex is wonderful. This is a quote I'm reading.
Oh.
For stretching back muscles.
Well,
That is a fact.
shall we just leave now
Yes.
and put this to use? Or
Make a
what?
couple of calls.
Get on the phone.
We're on. Where's the phone? Yeah. And
Boy, are the men in America going to be
they're
thrilled
so,
to hear this.
and the women are going to say, "Oh my God, why'd they say that?" No,
True?
It really does help your back. The muscles are relaxed and stretched, and it's good for you. And we have the lady who's going to even.
Yeah.
We have to ask
Charlene
Prickett about
Yeah.
that. She has a show on Lifetime, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. Her own show in fitness, and she's going to be here today to talk about back. So
Yeah.
we'll ask her about Dee's quote.
Yes. And then we have weight affecting fertility.
What's that mean?
That means that they have found that a lot of weight or very little weight, if you're too thin or overweight, you may not be able to get pregnant very easily.
Really?
Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting.
Really?
Yes, very
That's a
interesting.
fact? That's a
Yes.
proven thing?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes,
All
we
right.
have a gal.
I never got pregnant, so but I wasn't because I was either one of those. Certainly not the thin part.
Oh.
No. But that's interesting. I wonder if that had some no, wouldn't with me. No. Anyway,
No,
I'm
listen,
going
we'll
to
hear
do
it.
a thing with Edie Locke. You all know Edie.
Yes.
And we're going to put together a wardrobe for $500. But this time, color. You know how you always think you have to be navy or black or beige or safe colors? You can do it this summer for color, with color. So we're going to show you how to do that. That's fun.
And then we're going to make pizza.
Yes.
Yes. All
But
different kinds.
not necessarily Italian pizza.
Kind of
different.
gourmet
Yeah.
pizza,
Design,
isn't it?
he calls it
Designer pizza. All
Yeah.
different kinds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
vegetarian for me,
Yeah.
and all these
Yeah.
wonderful things for you,
Yeah.
and all of
Anything
us.
Rich and
We're going to
fattening
make it
for me.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
That's right. Okay.
yeah.
Want to meet our first guest? Want
I'd
to meet our
love to.
first guest,
Yes.
everyone? Okay. She is the only solo female anchor of a daily network news broadcast. That newscast is NBC News at sunrise, and that woman is Deborah Norville.
At only age 28,
Young.
Deborah took over the 6 a.m. anchor position to deliver news to millions of waking Americans. And since then, she's gained further notoriety as the frequent substitute for Jane Pauley on the Today Show. Please welcome Deborah Norville. There goes my audio. Hi there. Hi, Deb. How are you? Welcome. Looking lovely.
Hi, Linda. How are you? Yes, I do.
Okay, great.
Good time. Thank you. Now, everyone probably thinks when you do the 6 o'clock news that you roll in around 5 and do the news at 6. You get there at what, 3?
Yeah, well, 3:30.
So what time do you get up?
I get up at 3. I don't live very far from the office.
Right.
And I'm not very finished when I go to work
I
either.
sure hope not.
I have clothes on and my hair is dripping wet. I mean, I just get dressed out of the shower.
Well, are you
and go in.
tired right and you want to take a nap or anything? Isn't just your nap
I would
time?
rather talk with you guys
You
than
would?
take my nap.
I'm feeling kind of
Absolutely.
bad. Now, what is your schedule like? Truly.
It's awful.
It is.
I mean, I don't sugarcoat it. It's really pretty bad. I get up at 3. I'm in the office by 3:30, quarter of 4. Go into hair and makeup and get recovered. So if you think about it, these people have to look at me for 2 hours with nothing.
I don't think they'd have much of a
Oh,
problem.
do you? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. They're not awake either.
They don't care.
You got our vote. You got our vote.
That's
Okay.
right. And then we do the program at 6, and it's an hour in some cities. In New York and most major cities, it's a half an hour, 6 to 6:30, but it's 6 to 7. And if I fill in for Jane, then I quickly run across the hall and slide into the seat next to Bryant and do that program for 2 hours. And then I do news breaks at 10, 11, 12, do a 5-minute newscast for local news at noon.
Oh,
And then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I go back and do the news breaks at night.
And do you cry a lot?
Sometimes you get so tired. But you know what? This is so funny. I was in my office one day. I was working, and I was just like,
Oh, I bet.
and I was really complaining, and my husband called me. He says, "Why are you still there?" I was trying to write a script or whatever. And he was so, I said, "I'm just going to take a little nap before I do my news breaks."
Yeah.
he went over to this linen store not too far from his office and got a pillow and he put it in a bag and he had the messenger bring it over. So I have a nice pillow in my office.
Tell us about him. Tell us about him.
This is what you need.
Yes.
Are you looking?
Yes, he does.
Does he have a brother?
He does?
He does not, unfortunately, no. He's an only child.
Yeah.
He's perfect. He's gorgeous. He's blue-eyed. He's blonde. In fact, we were engaged, but we hadn't told anybody that we were getting married because we wanted to arrange the wedding and have all those where, when, and how questions answerable. And he came over to the studio, and Jane and I were working on the program on Today together. And, hi, this is Jane. Jane, this is Carl. And he left. And Jane, you must have children with that man. I don't care if you marry him. Just have babies with him. So he is gorgeous.
What does he do?
He runs an auction house here in New York. It's called Hofsburg Feldman. It's a fine art
antiques,
auction.
Linda.
Good stuff. Perked right up. Good stuff.
Oh, really?
I told him to bring anything home he wanted, anytime he wanted. His office looks great right now because he's got a painting sale coming up next month. So he's got Picassos and Monets and Monets and all this wonderful things.
You're so young. I mean, and how did you get started in this business?
I was real lucky. When I was, how old was I? I guess when I was 19, it was my second year in college. I had an internship covering the Georgia legislature down in Atlanta, Georgia. It was the most boring program on television. It was hour-long, recapping the legislative activity in Georgia, which wasn't much. But the last day of the legislative session, the wife of the fellow who ran the CBS station in Atlanta was flipping channels, saw me, said, Shelley, look at this girl. He told the news director, and the next thing you knew, I was working there that summer. Right. Supposedly as a gopher, I was supposed to be getting coffee and hanging out in this department and that department. As it turned out, the third day I was in the newsroom, the third day I was there, a lot of reporters had called in sick, and they said, hey, Norville, go cover this story. And I thought they meant get the information.
Yeah, get coffee.
And make sure we get the right pictures, and we'll put it on at 6. And they said, no, do a package, which means you stand there and you say, this is Deborah Norville. We were TV5 Eyewitness News, I think, and interview people and all that. And I was just like, oh! I was thrilled.
Did you always want to do the news? I mean, was this no, it wasn't. What did you want to start out doing? What was your dream?
Oh gosh, who knows? I mean, I wanted to be everything at some point in time. I mean, from a ballerina to a fireman to a doctor to a nurse. But the most recent one before I wanted to be a journalist was a lawyer.
Oh, really?
And when I was a senior in high school, I wanted to be an attorney, and was in the America's Junior Miss pageant, which was televised by CBS television. It's not a beauty pageant. There are no swimsuits. Diane Sawyer was America's Junior Miss, and we all know how well she's done. And I was fascinated that everyone who worked in television was having such a good time.
That's true.
It's energy.
You know, I mean, you guys work really long hours on this program, and everybody who's part of the production team does. But I saw these people at 8 in the morning, and I saw them at 10 o'clock at night, and they were just as nice in the evening as they were in the morning.
It is true. It's a kind of business that, I don't know, it
does.
Promotes
energizing.
Somehow.
Do other news women resent you at all for being so young and being so successful?
I don't think so. If they do, I'm not aware of it. And I mean, I haven't stabbed anybody in the back to get where I am. And on the other hand, you have to remember, I've got almost 12 years of television experience, even though I'm 30. It's 11 and a half years. That's more than most of the women that you see on television doing the news. But people think, oh, she's 30. She must have started when she was 25.
That's 11 or 12 years since college.
I'm an old hand at this stuff.
You really are. Yeah. What about the first time you did the Today Show?
Oh, gosh.
Were you scared to death?
Oh, gosh. I was so scared.
You filled in for Jane Pauley?
I filled in for Jane. I was going to do a week. She was on vacation. They asked me to fill in for a week for her. And you find out the day before, or on a Monday program, you find out Friday evening who you're going to be interviewing, and they give you a huge packet of research. And I look at my list, and the first person that I'm going to interview is Yulia Vorontsov, who was the Soviet arms negotiator in the name
a
of
real easy one, just for your beginning. I gave you an easy one for your first time.
I just about died. I said, this is unbelievable. If I asked the wrong question, World War III, here we are, all because of Deborah Norville. But I lived through it, and the world survived.
Any major mistakes since you've been interviewing people on the Today Show?
Blunders.
Have you done anything?
No.
No? Yeah. Oh, God, I'm sorry I said that to you. I hope that doesn't jinx you.
No.
Do you, do people ask you about your looks in terms of your work, that you got to where you are because of the way you look?
Yeah, some people ask, and I suppose there's some people who you know, I'm sitting with two beautiful women, so I can say this, who think, well,
we don't care for those people, but
well,
we
you
just
know,
wanted
you
to
take it different ways. It's like, gosh, on the one hand, I'm glad they don't think I look like mud, But on
Yeah.
the other hand,
Right.
you do resent that
There's
they
a brain.
think you got there because you have blue eyes, blonde hair, whatever
Yeah.
the physical attributes are. I may have gotten noticed because I had blue eyes and blonde hair, and I may have even gotten a chance because I look the
Because
way I
of
look.
it,
But I would have been out the door
But
as
you had to
quickly as
deliver.
I got in. Yeah.
Now, I know what you want to ask her about her
Well,
clothes.
you know, we read that you make a good
Well,
percentage
I
of your
admire
clothes.
you enormously.
But I
because-
don't really make them. I mean, I make some, yes, but I mean...
Well, I'm the same way.
You design
Yeah,
some.
and I knew I was afraid you'd ask me about that. And
You did not make them.
nothing homemade was pressed.
So, okay. But you do make... When do you find the time?
On the weekends. On the weekends. I haven't.
Not busy enough? Is that it?
Yeah. It's therapy, though.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you sew. I don't know if you do or not. Do you?
not at all.
But it really is therapy. But
Nothing.
you may have something else like gardening or cooking or whatever. But it's just the hands work independent of the mind, and then they just sew these long seams. Long seams are great. You can solve the world's problems.
Well, it's a good mind.
Tell you, it's nice to look at you at 6 in the morning. I'll
Well,
tell you,
thank
I'm
you.
up with you, so I
See, I have an advantage.
I'm
So
not.
you look
I'm
so
starting-
great. Bless you. I'm glad you're getting sleep.
Never
So you
got
look
up
so
that
good in the
early.
morning. That is not true.
Yeah.
I look good only by comparison. I'm the only one who's up and has their makeup
has their
on.
makeup on.
None of you people
That's
have your
right.
teeth brushed or your face washed, so I'm always going to have an advantage.
Deborah, thanks so much.
Thanks so
Good
much.
luck to you.
I'm so happy
Yes,
to meet
nice
both
to have
of you.
you.
Thanks a lot.
you.
All right, you guys, coming up, Wardrobe Savvy at affordable prices. Don't go away.